Hello and welcome everyone to another installment of Cape Kitchen. I'm Joel and this is the show where we make comic-themed culinary confections. And if my face looks a little swollen this week, it's only because, my gums are inflamed from spitting hot fire all the time. Now, at the end of the month, we will of course be having the big comic book movie event of this month, because there seems to be a new comic book movie coming out multiple every year now. They're not really special anymore. But we're gonna have Batman v Superman, featuring Wonder Woman, also starring Aquaman, and maybe The Flash, and maybe Cyborg, and maybe others. But not Green Lantern, because he did a bad thing, so he needs to stay out until 2020. But in preparation for this, I thought I would make a dish very near and dear to my heart. I'm going to make for you one of my personal favorites. It is Aquaman's Atlantis salmon dip. Now, for this recipe, you will need, of course, salmon. Any salmon will do. I'm a big fan of sockeye. It's a nice kind of orangish color, which is fitting because that's just like Aquaman's armor, isn't it? That's just like his scale mail. This has already been cleaned and deboned. You can buy cleaned and deboned, or you might just have to do it yourself. Salmon, of course, very good for you, very rich in vitamins. You're also going to need green onions. I like green onions. You don't necessarily need it, but for Atlantis salmon dip, and because green is also another main color of Aquaman, I definitely use them. You're also going to need cream cheese. Now, a very important thing to note is it needs to be warm cream cheese because you need to be able to cut it. These have already been pre-cut into segments. Other thing you're going to need, Worcestershire sauce. Another big component of it. In fact, you actually need to have the Worcestershire soak into the fish, so I'm actually going to do that right now while we talk and do other stuff. Now, there's really no wrong amount to it, depends on how strong you like it, but I'm going to put a fair amount in because I like a fair amount. I like a nice strong dip with a nice strong Worcestershire sauce. So yeah, okay, moving on from there. Again, this isn't necessary, but I like to do it. Cayenne pepper gives it a nice little kick. If you want something a little stronger. I know some people have weaker taste buds and can't quite handle the heat, but you know what? Here on Cape Kitchen, we live motherfucking dangerously, and we put cayenne in our salmon dip, is what we do. Alright, so time has elapsed a little bit, and now our Worcestershire sauce has managed to get into the fish all nice and good. So at this point, step one, you will add your cheese. Now I'm going to add a couple bricks in here. Again, we're not using precise measurements here on the Caped Kitchen. Everything's going to be a little different depending how thick you cut your cheese and also depending on how much fish you got in here. I think that looks about right. So now you're going to want to mash it in there and mix it up. That's what you're going to want to do. You want to mix it good, mix it real good, make it feel love from the hood, and by hood I of course mean the Caped Kitchen. Now, at a time like this in a cooking show, when I'm doing the boring stuff, it's a good time to opine on Aquaman as a character and his place in pop culture. It's funny how I think when most people think about Aquaman, they always think about the Super Friends cartoon. Even all these years later, that's always where people's minds go back to for some reason. And on one hand, it was kind of a cool honor because the Justice League in the comics had been, formed not so long before that Super Friends show started. So while it's cool that Aquaman is never left out of a formation of the Justice League, it's that the Super Friends, he's always kind of carrying that around with him because of the weakness of the writing in that show, where it was always like, oh, this week, there's no water around, so I guess Aquaman's not very useful. And of course, everyone remembers the classic whenever he would summon his fish friends around. Okay, so when you got it about right, it'll have a whiter, creamier, more dip-like consistency when everything's said and done. Now, at this point right here, you would be finished, but we're going to take it up a notch and we're going to make it, officially Atlantis salmon dip. And for that, take your green onions, great flavor. These add to it, a little hot, little sweet, they give a little pop to it if you would. And again, keeps with my Aquaman color scheme. So you throw them on down in there. I'm using a spoon now instead of a fork. And you're just mixing it in and mixing it in. And we're talking more about Aquaman. Obviously, Jason Momoa Everyone's favorite Khal Drogo is going to be Aquaman in the movie. And I don't know if he's going to do good, man. I don't know. I mean, he's a good actor when he's talking nonsense language, but it seems like every time he has to talk like himself and talk like a human being, it doesn't work out near enough. I feel even worse considering that they kind of jumped the gun in the comics as of recently and more or less made comic book Aquaman into that version of the character, and the fans rebelled against it en masse. They hated it. The writer Cullen Bunn wanted to quit the run that he was doing, and in the end, as I stand right now as I record this video, Aquaman's back to normal. So, geez, if friggin' comic fans don't like it, will, movie fans and moviegoers, the more casual ones, react any better to it? Okay, so there's the onions. And now I'm going to take it up one more step, one more notch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of cayenne pepper. Not too much. Not too much. I'm going to add literally a pinch. That's about a pinch. That's my very scientific measurement right there. As you can see in the Cake Kitchen, we play dangerously. We cook dangerously. Other cooking shows might tell you to use exact measurements. Not here, man. This ain't your mama's cooking show. Well, technically, this is my mama's cooking show because I'm using a lot of the recipes she taught me, but whatever. We play for keeps here in this show. So, alright, so you get that in there good and deep. Want to make sure it's not all stuck around the edges. Alright. I think that's good. Cayenne also turns it a brighter oranger color, again, keeping with our Aquaman. Show a lot of love to Arthur Curry. Alright, so I think that about does it. Now, you may be tempted to get in there and eat it right away, and I can't blame you for that. But to get the best experience with Aquaman's Atlantis salmon dip, what you want to do is you want to chill it for a bit, and we're actually going to put that in the fridge. Okay. We're going to put that in the fridge for about 20-30 minutes, let it get nice and cold. And once that's finished, you can really serve it with just about anything. I'm a big fan of champagne crackers. You can use any sort of crackers, saltine, Triscuits, whatever. What I really wanted for this recipe is I wanted to find some of those big goldfish crackers and serve it on that because I thought it would go with the nautical theme. Sadly, I couldn't find any of those, but hey, maybe next time. And there you have it, Aquaman Atlantis salmon dip all ready to go, and the most important part of any cooking show and something we definitely observe here on Cake Kitchen, that is the taste test. Definitely tastes right, nice and creamy. A little bit of kick with the onions and the cayenne, just the way I like it. This is a great dip for any occasion. Parties, weddings, anniversaries, wakes, funerals, bar mitzvahs, bricks, parole hearings. It's basically good for anything. Heck, you know what? Maybe smuggle some into the movie theater with you when it's time for Batman v Superman. I might just do that. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all that other social network jazz, and I will be back again next time, everyone, for another episode of Cake Kitchen.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Joel.